Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hi, hey, hello, my name is Meg and we do crafty things here. So if you like crafty things, please do consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and tuning in to another video. And today we're doing something we haven't done in a while. That's right, we've got the timer out. We are going to do another how long does it take to make. You guys have been requesting that I do this for a while now. I didn't think these were very popular, but then I got a bunch of messages. Are you going to do another one? So here we are. We're going to do an alpha this time though. So this time around, we're going to do this really cute alternating cherries alpha, and it's pattern number 37541 on Bracelet book. And I thought this was fairly basic. It only has 3 colors in it, the background and 2 other colors. So I think this is maybe going to take an hour and a half, hour 30 minutes. I think. I don't know. I've never really timed an alpha before, but I'm excited to find out. So let's jump into it. Ooh, okay. There's so much that goes on in this. All right, let's do this. Okay, here we go. So obviously this is a voiceover, so I already know all the things that go wrong in this video, and we're starting off on a great note here. I cut the bass string, or not the bass string, rather the background string, as you can see here, like ridiculously long. I don't know why I did that to myself. I was like sabotaging myself off the get-go with this one, and then repeatedly over and over again it seemed. So as you guys will see, this knotted up so quick, and I don't mean the bracelet. No. I mean this string. As you'll see here, you know, we're starting out okay, and I'm like, in my head I'm going, okay, this is really long, but you know, it's an alpha, it'll get short really quick. And I didn't really take into consideration just how knotted this was gonna get, because right away we're done one line and I've already have a knot that's really too big to ignore comfortably. So it's time to pull it apart. And y'all know this is how long does it take to make, so the clock keeps rolling. And I guess I just didn't take into account into my estimate that like you have to stop and add string in. Like I don't know why I didn't think that all of this added up to longer than it was. And then if you're a derp like me, you drop it on the floor. So I did manage to stop the timer there to fish it off the floor and start it back up, obviously, to attach it in. But if you thought this was the start of my self-sabotage, no. Do you see what I am doing here, friends? Do you see what I am, like why? I'm smacking my editing self right now, okay? I decided to do a flat alpha color change. And at the same time, my boyfriend was there trying to show me TikToks. And I had to tell him, hey, you can sit here and chat, but the premise of this video is for me to make this as fast as I possibly can, not watch TikToks. So that was fine. But the first little bit here, I had TikToks going, and I decided to do a flat alpha color change. Like, I've only successfully got that to work for me once. And here I am like, yep, let's try a speed round of it. Why? Why did I do this to myself? It takes me 10 times longer to do that than a normal color change. So right off the bat, this is skewed from a regular standard Meg Alpha, okay? And yet, I continue with it. And I honestly thought about stopping it after I was a couple rows in, because I was like, wow, you have derped hard. At least I had enough sense to not try straight edges too, because then, buddy. But what I really am kicking myself about is that flat alpha color change, because with this pattern, it also has a color that goes right to the second knot from the edge, which means I have to remember to also do a normal color change here on the edge, which I then realize at this moment, as you can see, and have to undo on almost every single cherry, because me being the dummy I am, wasn't paying enough attention and would start the flat alpha color change. So I never really got into a full rhythm with this. So that was something I don't know why I did that to myself. and the string is still knotting. And then at this point, I honestly started to think about not like stopping. As you can see there, that's not a knot. That's that I have 2 cats at my feet grabbing my string. And as you can see, the one cat stripped my string apart. So I'm going to have to, I did pause the clock on this one to fix it, trim the string down, and shoo the cat away. So we can try again. But we're sitting at 11 minutes and I've got 3 lines of this bracelet done. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I've been making a massive wall hanging that's like 134 strings wide, and it takes me 10 to 15 minutes to do 1 line on that. And here we are. This pattern is like 11 strings wide, if I remember correctly. And it's taking me 10 minutes to do 30 knots. 30, 33, something like that. So obviously, we're not doing so hot. And just looking back on this, the day that I sat and did this was not a good day to do a how long does it take to make. Because that's also the day that I found out that my insurance company, remember the car accident I had talked about like a month ago? Yeah, that's still not dealt with. And I had found out my insurance company lost my vehicle. You heard that correctly. They didn't write down where they had moved my vehicle to. So we had to search for my vehicle, which they moved to a city 5 hours away. And I don't even know why. So I'm like on the edge of mental breakdown as well in this video because I am just losing my mind. So all around, this was like an exercise in self-sabotage. How many times can Megan self-sabotage in this video? And the answer, my friends, is a lot. And I think another thing I didn't really take into consideration is that you really eat through your string quick in an alpha. And I think that's why I cut the background string so long to begin with, was kind of subconsciously I was like, yeah, you'll have to change it less. Because when that string gets short, it's harder to knot with. And when it's harder to knot with, it takes longer to knot. So I didn't really think about that when I factored things in here either. So as you can see, we're at half an hour and I'm done 1 cherry and just starting on the second one. And for some context, when I looked at the photos on this pattern, it looks like most people are doing 7 to 8 for a full bracelet. So I'm thinking, and right now I'm making this bracelet, I was thinking I am so far off. Oh my gosh. So at this point, I think we're going to kind of take a bit of a breather and just see where we're at. We're about 45 minutes in, and we aren't even done the full first 2 cherries. Yikes. So obviously my number is off. At this point, we all know my number is off. I said an hour and a half, and we're not even like a third of the way through the bracelet. We're sitting at 45 minutes, like I said, and this is where we're at. Yikes. So after I shortened those strings, shooed the cats away, for the most part, I got into a groove and made up a little bit of time until this point. That's right. Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you, I didn't alternate the cherry. So we got 2 cherries the exact same way. And I'm already like 3 lines in. So now I have to unknot. Lines worth of knots. The clock is laughing at me. It's laughing at me. It's going to take me so long. I'm so mad at myself. I just got too zoned in, wasn't paying enough attention, just started copying the last cherry, and it shouldn't have been that direction, but oh well, mistakes happen. And given everything, maybe this was a good thing, but if you look closely, you'll notice my nails are suddenly painted because I came back on another day. Now, this is probably a good thing because it was a downhill slope at the beginning there, day 1. But it's also not great because you got to build up your momentum again. So, was this something I maybe should have accounted for? Yes, but I also thought that I would be done the bracelet at this point. We're an hour 45 in, and we're only about halfway through. Now at this point, we reach 7 cherries. And like I said earlier, when I was looking at the photos on this pattern, most people were doing 7 or 8 cherries. And I was kind of eyeballing this and I wasn't really sure. I thought it was a little on the short side. So ultimately, I decided to stop the clock, pull up most of this tape and kind of see where it was at on my wrist. And sure enough, it was a little too short. So now I'm guessing probably 3 hours. I originally thought an hour and a half, and I'm guessing double that now. But here we go. One last cherry. Let's see if we can crank it in 3 hours. And sure enough, spoiler alert, I do manage that. So at least one thing went right in this. Whew. And stop that clock. Yes, 3 hours, 9 seconds. We'll double check it. And it is big enough for my wrist, so I'm happy calling that a bracelet, because honestly, if it had been one more cherry, I might have cried at this point. I might have cried. So for consistency with our other how long does it take to make videos, you guys know I normally start with a loop and then braid out the ties. So we'll go ahead and braid out the end. I don't actually keep the braid there. I haven't decided what end I'm going to put on this bracelet, but the Aunt Lydia's crochet thread makes it a little bit bulky. I really like it as base strings, but I have difficulty finding ends that look good on bracelets and don't look awkwardly bulky. So either way, this will give you guys a little bit more of an accurate time, which puts us at 3 hours and 33 seconds. Now let's pop this off the tape and take a closer look. So, I mean, it's okay. It's obviously not my best work. I didn't manipulate the knots as much as I normally do, and I made some maybe poor choices that led us to this 3 hour mark, which is like double my original guess. So I'm not super happy with that time. I'm not utterly disappointed, but I'm not super thrilled with it. I know a lot of people would take much longer to complete this bracelet, so I'm not like devastated about it by any means, but I do think I could have made some better choices that maybe would have got us a little bit closer to my mark. But overall, I think I want to try this pattern again. I do think it turned out really, really cute, and I've just been feeling this baby pink color so much lately. So I think the bracelet's cute anyways. And hopefully this gave you guys an idea of how long it takes to make a simple tritone alpha. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, bye!